Hello, and welcome to the first episode in our Mental Capacity Act mini-series. The topic for this episode is advanced care planning, so let's talk. The Mental Capacity Act is relevant to each and every one of you, whether that be in your personal or professional life. One of those ways is through advanced care planning. The Mental Capacity Act empowers and enables us to make our own decisions for our own futures. Imagine if in the future you lost capacity to make a decision regarding your future care. Then ask yourselves these questions. Who would make that decision on my behalf? Is there somebody who I would really want to make that decision? Or on the flip side, someone who I really wouldn't want to make that decision for me? What would be important to me? What care or treatment would I want or not want? And the biggest question, who knows my views on this? We tend as a society not to talk about the future. Is it simply because we are so busy we don't stop to think about it? Is it because it frightens us? Are we in denial? Is it a taboo? Either way, effective communication, being open and honest, is quite often the starting point for anything. We need to be brave, take the time to stop to think about and plan our futures, but most importantly, let's talk about it. Write down your wishes and shout them from the rooftops. If relevant people don't know, how can we possibly expect them to uphold our wishes? So once we've decided to take the leap into planning our futures, how do we formally record it? Well, there are two options: advanced decisions to refuse treatment and advanced statements. But what is the difference, and which is right for me? Advanced decisions to refuse treatment. These are when you can specify which medical treatments you wish to refuse. You are not able to state which medical treatments you do want to receive. You could, for example, refuse all life-sustaining treatment if that is your wish. Your advanced decision would also need to clearly specify the circumstances in which you want your refusal to apply. And it must also be in writing that your decision stands, even if it results in your life being at risk or shortened, if this is what you wish. Believe it or not, an advanced decision to refuse treatment does not need to be completed with a solicitor. It just needs to be written clearly, signed, and witnessed by another. If you are physically unable to sign, someone can sign on your behalf. However, that person could not also be your witness. You must also be 18 or over and have capacity to make the specific decision when you put it in place. But how do I know that my advanced decision will be listened to, I hear you ask? Your advanced decision to refuse treatment will be legally binding if you lack capacity to consent to medical treatment, it covers the circumstances you are in at the time, it covers the treatment in question, and there is no reason to suggest you may have changed your mind since putting your advanced decision to refuse treatment in place. A word of warning though, if you make a health and welfare lasting power of attorney after you made your advanced decision to refuse treatment, your attorney may be able to override your decision. If you wouldn't want this to happen, specify your advanced decision in your lasting power of attorney documents. But I would question any lasting power of attorney who would want to clearly override your advanced decision. Okay, so what about advanced statements? Well, these are your preferences, beliefs, and values about your future care. These are incredibly helpful if in the future you lose capacity to make decisions about your care. It enables those making a decision in your best interests to hear your voice and know exactly what decision you would have been making had you been able to. The main difference between an advanced decision to refuse treatment and an advanced statement is that an advanced statement is not legally binding, but it must be taken into account. It also doesn't need to be signed, but a signature and witness would add an element of proof that they are indeed your wishes. The most important thing, whether you are making an advanced decision to refuse treatment or an advanced statement, is that you talk about it. Let everyone know you've made it, professionals, friends and family, and please get it added to your health and social care records. One of the hardest parts of making a decision in someone's best interests is not often knowing what the person would have wanted the decision to be. I'm fairly confident that all of us have a view on our own futures, so let's make it known. Let's take control. And let us not forget, we also need to be sharing this message with those people we support. When we are having conversations with individuals, perhaps reviewing care plans with them, let's encourage them to talk about their future wishes and record them. So what are we waiting for? Let's talk! Thank you for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss a Mental Capacity App mini-series episode. See you all next time.